Well, good day, everybody. Craig back at you, out again on the 2018 Honda Goldwing. Out on a wonderful afternoon. It's about 80 degrees, nice breeze. Just a perfect day for being out. And what I wanted to discuss today was overcoming anxiety that might come into play when you're on the interstate or when you have to cross a bridge on a motorcycle. And the reason I bring this up is I had to deal with these issues where I live and when I first started riding motorcycles. So I figured I would share with you, kind of the things that I did to help me with that anxiety. Now, let me start by saying this. This video is not an instructional video. I'm not teaching anybody how to ride. I'm not that great of a rider to give anyone instruction on how to ride. If you want to get some instruction, please watch Boots and Jeans and MC Rider and Jerry Palladino. Those are, really good instructors, and they have videos on YouTube that can teach you how to ride your motorcycle. So I'm not teaching how to ride. What I'm basically sharing is the anxiousness or the anxiety that you might have when you as a new rider, when you have to hop on the interstate or the highway, or when you have to cross a bridge. And the reason that I bring that up to you is when I started riding, which was just a few years ago, those are two things that I had to overcome or deal with immediately. And the reason I say that is I live in Grand Island, New York. And as you can tell by the name, Grand Island is an island. So the only way to get on and off of Grand Island is over bridges. And with Grand Island, the roadway that takes you over the bridges is an interstate. So you have two things you have to deal with right away. If I ever want to ride my motorcycle off of the island I live on, I have to, one, get on the interstate, and two, cross bridges. Or my whole entire adventure and career in riding motorcycles will be on Grand Island. When I first bought my motorcycle, I trailered it from the dealership to my house, so I really didn't have any experience at all. I wasn't confident enough to get on the interstate. I wasn't confident enough to cross a bridge. So I got it to where I live, which is where I'm riding around right now. And this, for the very beginning, is all I did. These streets are, let me slow down. These streets are 30. I'm going like 40. Let me slow that down. So these streets are like 30. So all I did was ride around the island, getting comfortable, getting used to riding a motorcycle. But at some point, if I ever wanted to leave this island, if I ever wanted to get back home, I had to get on the interstate and I had to get on a bridge. So let me tell you one of the things that I did. The first thing I did was let me start on getting on the interstate. I didn't start with, I'm going to cross the bridge, I'm not going to do that. I just want to get on the interstate. So the road I'm taking you here is an entrance to the interstate. And so what I decided to do was I'm going to get on the interstate, but I picked a road, or interstate entrance, where I knew the next exit was not that far. So let me pull off to the shoulder right here. So this is what I did. And you'll see it. I know it's kind of hard to pick up on the GoPro camera. But you'll see as we get closer up here, there is an entrance to the interstate on the island. Now, I was not confident enough to ride this whole thing. Look, my only goal on getting on this interstate was to get on the interstate and go from one exit to the next exit. That's it, one exit. If it was a couple miles, wherever it is, wherever you live, your goal is you want to get on the highway and you just want to get off at the very next exit. If you've never been on the highway before, I would recommend, if you can do this, get somewhere where you can get on the highway where you don't have to be on the highway for mile after mile after mile after mile. So, one of the things that I had to be aware of, once I get on that ramp that's right up there, there's no going back. I can't turn on the ramp and then stop and back it up and turn around. I've got to be committed to go. So, but I don't have to go crazy. So I'm going to get on this ramp and I'm going to take my time. I'm going to go fast enough to be in traffic, but I don't need to go like a bat out of hell. All I want to do is go one exit and then get off. So here we go. No cars coming. Let me look behind me. No. All right, here we go. So here I am. I am going to get on this ramp right here and get on the highway. So I'm making my turn. Now this ramp here is sort of like a longer sweeping ramp. You got some time. So this sign here says 35 miles an hour suggested speed limit. So for this ramp, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm at 30, coming around the corner, 35. Now I'm going a little gradual, and I know when I get up there, that speed limit's 65, but I don't have to go out like a bat out of hell right now to get 65. I'm at 45, I'm at 50, let me look, because I want to merge. Now I don't have to be at 65, I'm at 50. I'm going to get up to 55, I'm looking to see. I've got room. Okay, now I have time. Look at my mirrors. I have time to get over. I am over in the lane. Whew. All right, I'm out here. Speed limit 65. I'm going 55. Now I'm getting up to 60. And boom, that's it. Speed limit 65. I'm staying right here at 60. I don't need to go crazy. I don't need to do anything. And for right now, I'm just going to stay in this lane. I know I have my passing lane to the right, but I'm not going to the passing lane. I'm staying right here. I want to get off at the next exit. 60 is fine. I don't have to go 65. If there's cars behind me, that's fine. They can go around me. I don't want anyone to feel like, I don't want you to feel like you're being pushed. I'm about maybe 62 miles an hour right now, speed limit 65. Because the speed limit 65 doesn't mean that I have to go 70. It doesn't mean I have to go 75. I'm right around lower 60s. If people want to get around me, they can get around me. Now, I have to be careful of when cars are going to get off, and I'm going to get off. I got to be careful of this lane. If I go into that lane, I got to be careful, but I'm not going to. And I got to be careful of cars coming over that might want to exit. So I'm looking around. Nobody wants to exit. I got a car behind me, but that's okay. And I'm going to turn my signal on. Now, this yellow sign says 45 miles an hour exit. I am going to use that sign to my benefit. These yellow signs with the black lettering are suggested speed limit signs. Use that to your advantage. I will give you a tip. If you follow the suggested speed limit signs, you'll be able to handle the motorcycle. The suggested 45, I'm coming off this exit. I'm slowing down. Now I'm down to 30. Now I'm down to 30. Now I'm down to where I'm going to stop. Whew, okay. That's all I needed to do. I just needed to get on one exit and just get off. All right, we have another instance now where we're going to get ready to get on the highway. I'm going to enter this ramp right here. Got my turn signal on. I'm going to take my time entering this ramp here. Again, I don't need to come all the way up to full speed by the time I get onto the highway. I just need to negotiate this ramp safely. So as long as it takes you to get around on this ramp, you'll have enough time to get up to speed, but do this safely. I'm going about 25 miles an hour. So now I'm looking around and I see as oncoming traffic, it's pretty clear, but I'm going to look a bunch of times. And now I am up onto the highway. I'm going to come up to speed, looking at my right, signaling the car coming over, and I'm in the lane. Now as you see this highway here, and I'm going 55 miles an hour. This highway is a 55 mile an hour speed limit, but it's a 3-lane, well, 6-lane divided. So I've got the outermost left lane, the middle lane, and the right lane. Once again, I'm new. I'm going to stay in the right lane. As you get a little bit more experience, I think, there's an argument to be made to be in the center lane, because you can go to your left or your right if you need to make a quick lane change because somebody's coming over. But for right now, being new to the highway, I'm going to stay in this right lane. I'm going to pay attention to the center lane because they're going to come over when they want to exit. I also have to pay attention to the oncoming traffic. Right now, I don't have much or any oncoming traffic, so I'm good. I'm good to stay in this lane. keeping my speed right around 58. Again, the speed limit on this highway is 55. And another thing, like I've said before, you got to get accustomed to the wind. The wind's going to be blowing on you. The speed is a little bit higher than what you're used to. And here comes a interesting thing that I have to take into account. Now, you'll see it on the GoPro. I'm coming up on a pulled over police car. In New York, we have the move over law. So I need to move over out of this lane into the center lane. I'm signaling, I'm looking, I'm pointing. I do have time to get over, and I'm going to get over. Now I'm in the center lane. As you'll see, you have a police officer with a vehicle pulled over. So I've complied with the law by getting over. Now I want to get back over into the right lane. Signal on, looking, I'm clear to go, and I'm back into the right lane.